I'm excited now.
Okay, well, good because we're live. Welcome anybody who might already be there. There is one view already, so straight off the mark. Welcome to the Chase to the Underground. We are back after a summer hiatus, and I'm joined today by Becca. How you doing?
Good. I'm excited to be here. And now I want to go race, but I can't because
I mean, you can, but
I
you'd have to
kind
race in
of
the A's.
that would suck. So
That
let's
would.
not let's not
Okay.
do that.
Well,
Yep.
in which case, you're here. You're in the commentary booth. And we are currently watching the D's, who are currently sporting. So we had a bit of a switch up on the jerseys, and now all of the teams are wearing a Coalition or Coalition Alpha, or even one of the older Coalition Alpha kits from when we were called other things, all the way back in 2019. So the D's have got the most retro kit going, and I haven't seen this kit in a very, very long time. So it freaked me out a little bit when I logged in. But you were just saying how much you love this kit.
I really love this kit. I kind of want it. I wish there was an unlock for it.
Yeah, sadly, it's just
It's
it's
out in
it.
the ether.
Yeah, you'll only be ever to you only have a chance to wear it now in the Chase to the Underground. You have to be riding as a D, which you're not a D. So
I could be though. I'm gonna
but
go eat my weight in cake and then
yeah. Well, look, we've already got
I
some
could get there.
flames.
I could get there. Look at that. Holy moly.
I mean, it's really cool to see that the D's have a pretty sizable group. How many riders have we got there? Like 10, which is
15, I think. Or
15?
13.
No, it's
Because
10.
you're secretly in there.
I think we have one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Because
7,
Joanne's behind that.
10. We got 10.
Oh,
We got 10. They seem to be working pretty well together. You know, we have Alice who's leading them, and we got Todd also sweeping. So they've got a full array of support. So I've got a good feeling about the D's. Sometimes, they don't have as much opportunities naturally. They are, they'll be traveling the slowest. So it's really critical for them to have enough people in their group. So 10's pretty good. We'll have a look when we jump back and look at the other groups. But I think 10 is pretty good for them right now. And they're working well together.
yeah. They also have a couple. They have Todd in there and they have Alice in there. They also see Joanne Grogan, who are supporting them. And I think it actually makes sense to have some support from non Ds in the D group, just going D pace, because Ds tend to have the least amount of experience, and having people in there that can kind of shepherd them and tell them this is how you work together, this is what we would do at this point of the course, I think is, I mean, I know we used to have category enforcement, but I think this actually really helps the Ds, give them a fighting chance and help them to learn strategy as they go. Plus, they get to wear the badass kit.
That's true. I mean, I am fully in for category enforcement, but Zwift, in their logic, decided to make it so that ride leaders also have to be in that category, which makes zero sense. So in an ideal world, I would have category enforcement back, but don't enforce it on ride leaders. Because like I have to go in and amend the results, and I did it last week just as a bit of a warm up, and there was a lot of people racing in the wrong category. So it just means a little bit more work for me. But
Well, I'm all for work for you, so this is great.
yeah, behind
I
the
like it a
scenes, you're
lot.
telling me to do less. Am I just
Oh
gonna...
yeah, that's true.
Anyway, super cool to see the D's doing well, and nice little paperboy hat with the matching mustache. The sunglasses are a little bit, I don't
Over the
remember
top.
anyone in Peaky Blinders having a sunglasses, but maybe that's because it's not sunny in Birmingham.
Ever. Um,
Ever. I will hop back and see where we are with the C's. Here we are. Well,
ooh,
the C's a little bit
there's
of a bigger
Jill.
group. There's Chill.
Jill's back from her 3 week vacation, her first non-bike vacation, she said, in like, I think it was 5 years, 6 years. So she
She
did
was in
not bring her
she was in
bike on vacation.
Switzerland
Hiking.
hiking. Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the current coalition kit, right? So
Indeed.
this is what all of our racers are on the streets with every day. And
Oh, I see.
everybody's sporting this squirrel hat. I love it.
I see Joe's in there. Is it Joe sporting the squirrel hat? So,
I don't know. There's a few of them in there. James Ballack.
mm, I only see one squirrel hat. I think on the other one's just the orange cap.
Yeah.
Jill, come on, you're on TV. Don't fall
Yeah.
off the back.
Not while we're watching you. Come on.
No one was watching. By
She's
the
a-
way, maybe I would say this is coincidence more so, but I am actually drinking a Swiss whiskey,
Swisky.
a Swisky, yeah, which was a birthday present from a friend who lives in Switzerland. So,
Do you know I still have your alcohol from March that I can't get the last ingredient to? And the bartender is like, without that ingredient, the cocktail doesn't make sense. And so I have it for you and Jillian also, who commentated, just sitting on my bar. And so I have like 6 bottles of liquor just sitting there. I'm like,
well, one day you're just gonna have to enjoy it to yourself,
no, I don't drink.
and maybe get a cardboard cutout of me to have at the bar.
True.
You'd be like, "Oh, you're not drinking this, Reese? I'll have yours. Don't worry."
Wait, can I give a fun fact?
Yes.
All right, let's find the fun fact about James. I thought of James as like in real life, beefy. I don't know. He just gives the impression of like he's going to like, pick up a car. I don't know. Especially when I see him on Zwift, I'm always just like, wow, he's got to be huge and strong because he's got a really good punch. And then he's like, oh, outdoors, I'm more of an endurance rider. And the occasional Odex event? Do you
Audax,
know?
yes.
I don't know what that is.
Audax is it's a little bit like orienteering in a sense. So they're normally like long distance rides, and you have a brevet card, and you have to go to a certain point and get it stamped.
Is that different than randonneuring, or g- isn't randonneuring that too, or no?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe they're just two names for the same thing. So that sounds so much more, wilderness than I was thinking. I was thinking seeing him on the chase. He's always
Yeah.
he's always
I'm
the
re-
reason the seas
I'm
win.
I'm very interested to see where this fun fact is going.
Um, that's the fun fact. That was it.
That's it. That's it.
The fun fact is that let me try to rework that into like a nicer one. But he lives near Surrey, so near Surrey Hills, like in Zwift.
Yeah.
So that's
Here,
a fun
here
fact.
he is as well. We're with him live.
Yeah. And I guess the fun fact is when you look at him on Zwift at his avatar, he looks like he's murdered a man, like he should be wearing the 2019 kit. But in real life, he's like an endurance gravel rider and he does
Okay.
Odax events. So I find that fascinating.
Good, excellent fun facts. I can't wait to hear the next one.
Oh, come on. That was good. It was funny. Also, he's been Zwifting since 2020, like most of us, I feel like. And
Uh-huh.
he joined Coalition in March 2022, which is also when I joined. So he's been a
Oh,
Coalition
you are
member for
kindred
exactly.
spirits then.
Yeah. And he, frustratingly, often is the reason that the Seas win the chase.
He is a common sight in the chase race. He is a regular, and it's great to see him in there. And he's part of this C group, which seems to be doing a pretty good job. I'm seeing quite a few people pull through and do turns, and they seem to be working really, really well together. And I think with that, we've been with the C's a while. I think I saw Amanda is in there as well, which is really cool to see
Yeah.
her riding. We're going to try and hop back and see where the bees are. If Zwift will let me. It won't currently, I think, because they've just headed on to this other section of the race.
Oh, because yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Oh boy. Here we are. We're in with the bees, and the bees are sporting what is called
Ooh.
it's called the away kit. This is actually what the Coalition Alpha men ride in normally in the
Ooh,
elite races, but it is considered the away kit.
I like that one too. Who's leading this one? I see a lot of coalition members in here, but who's the ride leader? I was thinking that James was the ride leader in here, but I saw him in the seas.
I think is Dave. Dave might be the ride leader,
Oh,
who we're currently riding with. Even though you just can't see because we started off in the D's, you can't see the beacons. I would be doing this with the proper broadcast tool, which I do have access to, except it only works on PC and I only have Mac devices. So
you know what's frustrating about your view? You can't tell how far ahead the seas are. They're definitely not 6 minutes ahead. They're not 6.5 minutes ahead.
sure. But if you as my co-host could go on to Zwift Power and you'll be able to see what the live splits are.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I can do that. I don't know how to do that, but I can do that.
Yeah. Do that in the background without telling anyone. Just do it seamlessly so that it's, like you always had it there. By the way, though, this looks pretty worrying for the other cats because that is a lot of bees.
Yeah. Bzz, 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 bzz. And they're going fast.
Yeah, they're pushing hard at the front, and but Dave, who is leading, he's doing 4 watts per kilo, but he's in the middle of
That's
the
not so
group.
bad.
So, but they seem to be working pretty well together as well. So with that, let's just hop and see where the A's are at. Oh, there's oh, here's
Oh no, he's all alone. I never want someone to be all alone.
Excellent. I really felt the passion and disappointment there. It was lovely.
That view was really sad.
It was really sad. But did you not? I did notice when we switched to the C's that D rider had been caught. So they just kind of shot through the screen. But again, look at this is a really cool amount of A's to see. Again, the A's. Oh, lovely little steer off to the side. Look at that.
They're working together really well. So who's in here? Dan Pan. I have a fun fact. I have a fun fact about him too.
Let's see how fun it is.
Hey, he runs in real life hill races around me, actually, in California.
Literally around you or just?
Yes, I stand in the middle and everybody races around me now. In the Bay Area. Yeah. So like 40, 50 miles south of me.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. So you know how you have the hill races on Zwift? He does that. Yeah. People record their time and submit it up climbs in the Bay Area. There's a lot of
it's like a time trial?
Yeah, so not everyone does it at the same time, but it's like our segment of the month or something, where it's a segment up a hill, and then everyone submits their data for it over the month, and then he tracks it. So that's pretty cool.
Okay,
that's a pretty fun fact.
I think we have different ideas of fun.
He has not killed a man, so
I mean.
That I know of. He didn't admit
it. You're gonna have to rebrand your segment as like just interesting facts because they're all very interesting. But
well, okay. So he actually organized our internal Coalition Segment of the Month series.
Yeah.
So that's interesting fact. He's ridden from Kona to Mauna Kea, which is a 4,100 meter climb.
It's 4,100 meter climbs.
4,100.
4,100. Okay.
4,100. 4,100.
Yeah.
That's how you say that number.
Nobody says 4,100.
Maybe not in Berlin. But also you're too busy going to the clubs.
Going to the club. I tell you what, I am not.
Anymore. That's because you're at the ripe old age of 40.
That's true, but you're not supposed to tell everyone.
Ooh, sorry.
That's awkward. Right. Anyway, whilst you've been giving us some fascinating, interesting facts, I've just checked out what these.
There's an A off the bat.
Oh no, who is it?
Young.
It's
Jay Young.
Youngie. Ah, but racing for MTNT, that's a problem.
Oh, that's why he's off the back.
That's all. Yeah, of course.
That's not nice.
I mean, you'd never see someone from the coalition getting dropped. That would never happen.
Too bad they're all coalition now.
But Young's coming back. Drop the feather power up. This is the race within the race. Oh, actually, the if you can see the live predictions, looks like it's just broken.
Oh, I think this is a tough course to do that on. I also don't know how to do that.
But it does suggest that the B's and the C's are going to finish very close together. Currently, the calculation is 6 seconds different is the current calculation. So,
and where the A's figure in there?
The A's are currently predicted to come third.
Interesting.
So let's jump back to the let's jump all the way back to the front of the race and just see, like, what's that gap looking like currently between C's and B's? It looks, whoa,
they're catchy.
It said 3 seconds. It's very hard, but look, we are now in with the C's and they're getting split up, so a little bit of ill discipline, which I think is gonna cost them potentially. James there, he's screaming into his mobile device, saying, "Let's close that gap."
Yeah, in my head I hear it as, "Let's close that gap." But what he's really saying, now that we know that he's a gravel rider, is like, "Hey guys, let's close the gap."
Hey dudes, come on.
Right?
Do you think that does it make him more of a hippie if he's a gravel rider?
Yeah.
Okay.
It makes him more chill.
I mean, he has been he has done the commentary with me on the chase race, so I know what he sounds like. But,
oh, does he sound chill? I feel like.
But he's just not like, "Hey man, let's chase back on." So the gap is 1 minute 50 currently.
And they started at 3, right?
Yes. So.
And how long's the race?
20 something kilometers. 26 kilometers. I thought it was, but I was double guessing myself.
All right, 26.
Yes.
Well, they're not going to close it if they keep closing at this rate, right?
Well, listen, interestingly, there has been a reconfiguration of the results. Whether this is true or not, Zwift Power's predicting that it's now between the D's and the B's, suggesting that the C's maybe have let things slide. I do not believe that, but that is what Zwift Power is saying. Is Zwift Power the... Oh, no, not back to me. Is Zwift Power the, the truth?
Yeah, the authority? I don't know.
The authority, yeah. I don't know, but look, the C's are making a bit of a mess of this.
Oh.
So this
we need better leadership, James.
Meow.
Maybe you should hop on your TT bike. Be a little bit more. No more gravel riding, loosey goosey.
It's the D's. Look, the D's are doing amazingly well to stay together. This is one of those poker little sections. They all drop their feather power ups, and whoop! I mean, this is probably the best, deepest performance I've seen in a very long time.
So, do you know? Fun fact about me is that I used to live in New York City for close to 10 years, and
I did not know that.
That's called Cat's Paw Hill, and that I have run up a lot because I didn't used to bike very much, and you can see a cat on the hill. There's a mountain lion statue that they just passed, and it's in Zwift.
Oh.
Did you know that? That's not like a Zwift sloth thing. That's actually there.
I've actually also cycled up that hill.
Have you seen the cat?
No, it was a long time ago as well.
Yeah.
I was on a Jeep bike, which I rented from around the corner.
I didn't even know Jeep made bikes. They probably
No, exactly. And it was as heavy as a Jeep as well.
Yeah. Talk about the ergonomics of a Jeep. It's not great.
Yeah.
All right. Who else do I have fun facts about? I could just make up fun facts and then we'll see. You could say whether you think something's
be more fun.
Like a real well, no wonder the D's are doing well because they've got great leadership under Alice. Alice joined Coalition last year, right? From Socks for Watts in 2023. And Alice is the most devious mind I have ever seen outside of myself in the women's side. She supports
Even more devious than you.
I like crazy schemes. Do you remember Will Ferrell's Anchorman?
No.
Well, there's a piece of it. This is Blippy, so it's a good thing we're not talking about the race. Where they're talking about the fragrance, and they said like Sex Panther, 60% of the time it works every time, and it's like this scent that's really horrible. But that's the way I think of schemes. Like, do something crazy. It could work. It could not work. But it's fun to try.
Absolutely.
And Alice is like way better at it than me. So like I'm more like spade against the wall person. She's like, oh, I could do this at this corner and just go for 1 minute. It's a sprint that's only 15 seconds, but I'm just going to go for 1 minute because I know that my 1 minute power is better than the field's. And then she just like does it and successfully breaks away or successfully does what she wants. And it is amazing.
So you then have to become. Oh, by the way, you had Cat's Paw. We've got a rider in here whose surname is Paw.
Oh, so really?
That's
Our
pretty cool. Our Paw. Real Our Paw. So then I expect you to increase your levels of deviousness.
Deviosity? What?
Well, that's the speed. That deviosity is the speed at which you are devious. And the direction. Yes.
I mean, I hope to learn by watching Alice. I just like put it in my bag of tricks. Like every time she does something, I'm like, ooh, you could do that.
She can have some kudos.
I'm like, you could do that too. You could do that too.
By the way, what do you call the thumbs in Zwift? I know they're called ride-ons officially, but they didn't used to have a name in the beginning.
Really?
And because a thumb on Strava is called a kudos, I've just always called them a kudos. Do you call them ride-ons or?
I don't call them anything. I don't really think about them, honestly, but I would say kudos.
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 With a Z. Yeah. Of course, American, you're going to use a Z rather than an S. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it's English.
Kudos.
Oh, come on. Is anybody on Cat's Paw? I wonder if we could see Cat's Paw.
We're going to have to do a little bit of jumping back. And just see when Zwift allows it.
The D's are staying together really well, by the way.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, they're coming up to the 10K to go mark, and they are functioning.
Still a minute, yeah.
Like, D's, we got this, says Alice. I think she might be right, She's
got some bag of tricks. This is what I'm saying. She's giving great advice to them.
She's got a bag of cats.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means, but
I don't know what that means either.
Zwift Power is still saying that the B's are going to get it, but it's very close.
Where?
Like the D's,
I don't think they're going to get it.
The D's, the B's, and the A's are currently predicted to finish. Like everyone is pretty much predicted to finish within seconds of one another, and that is what we pray for. We don't really pray for it, but as far as the Zwift gods go, I guess we would pray that everybody finishes ridiculously close together, and it's almost impossible to figure out who wins. That's what you want in a chase race. You want it to be nail biting to the last minute. Who is actually going to take it? But looking at the gap between the C's and wait a minute, have the B's have the B's already overtaken the C's, or is that
no?
Nah, it's just Zwift. It's just Zwift.
Yeah.
It's
doing the weird.
Yeah, it's still a minute. See, that's going to be close. It's going to be close. 10K to go. A minute between the C's and the B's. To be honest, though, the C's are going to have to like up their game. Like they look a little bit like they're coasting. I'm not seeing a lot of the numbers that we want to see out of the C's. You've got to have people at the front pushing the pace. You can't all be sat in, close to whatever 3 watts per kilo. You've got to be doing over-unders pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I find it interesting that the best chase races I've been part of, the B's are holding like 4 4.5, 4.6 on the front. The C's are holding like 3.6. And then it's rotating, right? It's almost like a TTT, but like a really big TTT.
Jill, come
And
on! Jill, you're on TV.
if you yell louder, she'll hear you.
I
That's the
feel
way it
sorry.
works.
I mean, that's I had to interrupt you. Maybe this kudos or kudos, as you'd call it, will
Kudos. Come
kudos
on,
will
Jill.
come on, Jill.
She's still in Switzerland.
I think she's sat up now, isn't she?
Yeah.
Jill, if you're listening, give a wave, wave to the group as they leave you behind.
Blink twice.
Cruel, very, very
Yeah.
cruel. Well, we're gonna hop back to the bees. The bees now about 45 seconds, 40 seconds to the C's. I think the bees are definitely going to catch the C's at this rate.
What are the B's doing at the front? So see, he's doing. Oh wait, no, 5.5. That's too fast. I don't know
Yeah,
why
but
he's
they're
doing
on this slight. They're
that.
on a
Okay.
slight uphill.
Yeah.
But
So, but see,
nobody's.
like 4.4, 4.5.
It's good.
That's exactly what you need to keep the B
Look at
pace.
those muscles.
I know. It's like James. So I have a question for you. Do you adjust the gap between the riders based on the length of the course, or do you just pick the courses based on the gap that you want?
Because I have to ask Zwift to change the time gaps, it is much easier to try and find the right course rather than change the time gaps. If I could change the time gaps myself, that would be amazing, and it would give me a lot more freedom to try different route lengths and change the route gaps. So instead, just to make my life simpler, I just try and find the right kind of route. Generally pretty flat.
Yeah, because any big hills, right, gives the A's a significant advantage.
Yeah, and the D's haven't been too great historically at staying together. So I try something like New York. Honestly, New York, I used to, when New York came out, I hated it. I really hated New York, and for the last few years or so, it's become my favorite course on Zwift. To be honest,
I like New York.
I think it has the most interesting route options,
Yeah.
especially for chase races. I feel like these up and down, wavy courses, so not too flat, not too hilly. I think New York has the best options for that. I would pick some routes which would go up onto the glass sections, but finding the exact right one for a chase race is kind of difficult. But these ones which kind of just go around this section, and also I would really love if France is probably one of the most useless maps on Zwift, and I don't know why they haven't added any shortcuts. So it would be really cool to have a couple of cut throughs on France. So you could have a crit race in there, you could have a shorter loop in there, ones which went up the viaduct and then back down again, because that's a cool little hill, but it's halfway around this really long route. So yeah, it's begging for some little shortcuts across the middle of the map.
I really liked the Douce France TTT because it was really difficult. It was really difficult up front, and I think it made people work a lot harder. Like the back half was boring, but the back half boring is okay if you're super tired by the time you get there. Boring up front is like you just got to get through it and you just churn and it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
Boring on the back, I think, is okay and interesting because it's more like how do you keep people on when they're dead tired.
Yeah.
Oh, so here we go. Dan's leading the charge.
Still 2 minutes, so I'm
is that true though? Is it true? Because look, Zwift is just like messing with you.
Well, yeah, it could be. But if that's true, that is not close enough for the A's. Like they need to be pushing a lot harder. It's super cool to see that they're all still together. The one thing which I've been really surprised and happy and impressed by in this chase race is the fact that all of the groups are still together, which is a lot easier when you've got enough riders. It's harder when there's less. But quite often you can get riders who come in, especially if you get some of those riders who hop in and either refuse to work or they're in the wrong category and they're trying to sprint off the front, stretches out the group. Okay, well, it looks like the gap's actually 130, but it might just be because they're on this. I don't know if it's a false flat, but
No, this is a downhill.
it was a little downhill. So I think it was inflated a little bit there. So the aides are going to have to start working a lot harder. And I think maybe Dan was listening there and decided that.
You're like, oh, they're watching. Let's work.
Yeah, exactly. So gonna have to push harder, aides. Gonna have to push harder.
I see Matt Ladd in there, so he should get to the front. He could pull, for forever. He's a diesel engine.
So the gap between the Bs and the Cs is currently 20 seconds. 30 seconds between the Ds and the Cs. So it is going to be all together with those three categories pretty soon. It's going to be tough to know who are we going to follow.
Oh, is this
but actually it might be a little bit longer because there's a couple of Ds have been dropped. What's really interesting in a chase race is that if you can't see the full group and a few riders have been dropped, you might get a false illusion because there's a couple of riders, Todd and S. I don't know who S is. They're 10 seconds back. So, they're 10 seconds back currently. So the C's might be looking at that, thinking, we're 20 seconds to the back of the Ds, but they're not actually. They're actually like 30 seconds back. So maybe it's a tactic. Maybe it's one of Alice's clever tactics you were talking about.
She's just like her bag of tricks.
Todd, drop off the back.
Yeah, fool him. She also gave him like a bag of tacks, so he's going to spread that over the ground behind him.
Yeah, but
this is what I try to do to my husband when I ride with him because he's faster than me and I hate it.
If he's faster than you, then what good is it to drop tacks? Because surely they fall behind you.
I know, but then I like sprint ahead and I drop tacks.
Oh, you sprint ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are the tactics.
Oh, that was funny.
Fun fact.
Okay. Fun fact. Okay, so your fun fact, I guess, would be that you had been behind the scenes with Justice. I think that's a cool fact. Fun fact.
Oh, yeah, behind the decks at New Year's.
Yeah. Oh, Todd, I have a good one for him.
Yeah, go on.
He ran across. You just have weird standards on what's a fun fact. Todd ran across, down, and up the Grand Canyon and back.
Cool.
That's cool.
I don't know. I've never been to the Grand Canyon, so I have the impression it is big, but how big is it?
Big.
Okay.
Bigger than anything in Germany. And
yeah, we don't have any canyons in Germany.
I can look this up.
We have open coal pits.
Yeah, don't try to run down those.
Listen, by the way, Todd, whilst you were telling us that fun fact, Todd has been doing a splendid job. He is actually trying to pull back S to the group, and they're currently 6 seconds. So if S manages to hang on, Todd is going to do a splendid job of working back to the main group. So
he's a wonderful
Todd,
cheerleader.
Lovely job. By the way, if you are watching, which I can see there are people out there watching, if you please do drop us a comment. Doesn't matter if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, do drop some comments. We do see them live, and we can always bring in any of those comments onto the screen. So
I don't see them, but I believe you. Tell Reese that his standards for fun facts is bizarre. 6,000 feet, Grand Canyon's depth.
6,000 feet. Okay, that's How wide is it? Because you said
not wide. It's a canyon. Canyons
6,000 feet. So we're talking about 2,000 meters. That's the depth.
Yeah.
Wow, that's high or low, depending on your perspective.
That's a cool fact. I think.
Wow, here is a fun site that we have got.
Ooh.
we have got the C's here.
Ooh, they're
who
all
are-
coming together. Oh no, there's still 3 kilometers to go, right? You said 26?
yes, there are indeed.
Oh,
And we have got the C's here. And it's gone a little bit doolally, to be honest.
woo.
So they're catching some of those D's. I think they're just overtaking Todd. There's some sprints going down. Alice is struggling to hold the group together because they have just gone AWOL.
Well, they want to
And
stay with the group that passes them. So the D's can still win, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm a little fuzzy on if a D attaches to a back of a C rider, and the C rider pulls ahead, and at the sprint, the D rider passes the C rider, D's still win, right?
absolutely, yeah. It's in the end of the day, it is still first across the line. So it doesn't matter that they had a handicap. But here is going to be front of the race now is Sornhaloin.
Ooh,
Sornhaloin. I'm probably
Schornhaloin.
mispronouncing that because I've been speaking too much Welsh, but Sornhaloin is currently at the front. We will give you a kudos.
Yeah, and I see
Um,
3 jerseys together right there.
Yeah,
So
so we've got
there's
D's, we've got one, we've got Charlie from the B's who probably is pushing over what per kilos. So
no, it's 3.5. 5.5.
yeah, but
6.3. Okay.
to have broken off the front together might not feature in the final results. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
So let's just see. But what's really interesting is that we do have this 1D and 1C just off of the front. The C's have been sort of obliterated. And it's
They're all over the place.
it's an absolute mess. The B's, though, are just about to also make the catch. So
Oof.
it is all going to come together with about 2 kilometers to go. So this has been a hyper close race currently.
So good job choosing the course.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I do try.
And so they're going to finish on the top of Cat's Paw, right?
Yes, they are.
Left, yeah.
Yes, they are. So.
And I don't see them talking a lot about tactics. Maybe they've just ridden together before, but they look like they're really good. They're like ducks, like they've got.
Well, we wouldn't have seen any of the chat from. We haven't seen any chat from any of the other groups. So, other than what's on the side of the screen, so we only what appears on the screen we've seen from Alice. So. But yeah, I don't think the A is going to make it. I'm going to hop back super quick if I can. Still a minute behind, and that's behind the other drop riders. So I think Holden Commey is in here as well. Holden, sadly, he was the first rider to be dropped, I think, in the Swift World Series last night. But amazing to see him in the chase race. Thank you for joining, Holden. It's super cool to see you there.
So that was a really tough race for anybody who isn't punchy, Anne Nevin did amazing. Like, I think that she is a goddess, but it's a hard course for her. That course, she's more of like, she could hold high power forever, but she's not a sprinter and she's not as punchy as a lot of the people out there.
Yeah.
And that is a really tough course. I don't know this Holden person, but maybe he's more like long power and he's not a sprinter. Those up front, that course was wicked.
Yes. By the way, we are coming up to the last kilometer.
All right. Let's see if we can see the Cat's Paw.
Well,
So
we're going to be
is this the
here.
front of the race?
This is the front of the race. We're in with Slates from Foudre, who has got a gap of 1 or 2 seconds. Niels from the Coalition Hagenhoff, he's only 1 second behind. Let's hop back and see if we can see Niels.
All right, Niels.
No. Whoa!
Oh no, James!
Coming back. James.
Oh my God! Is he gonna catch him?
I don't know. No.
Oh, he could close that. He could close that.
No, he's not going to. Slates is going to get it. Slates gets it. Whoa, and then
that was
hop back. Oh, Niels actually was quite a way back in the end. Whoa,
Maybe.
Jogren.
Oh, her. She switched back
The
to her
A's
regular.
were very close. Here we go. Here's an A. The first A was incredibly close, actually. I think they just did too little, too late, to be honest.
Well, they did have a big group.
Let's
Maybe they
watch
were just
Holden. Holden,
thinking,
massive sprint.
holy moly.
That's a big sprint from Holden.
All right, well, that wasn't his problem yesterday then. Look at that sprint. That's like insane.
So
See, you see the cat. You see the cat.
Where?
Look, on the left. Look,
Where?
on the left. On the left.
That,
on the left.
that's a
You're passing it
human.
right there.
Oh,
No,
that's
a
the cat. Yeah, that's the cat.
Cat's
There it is again. I was looking
Yeah.
at the people. I was thinking,
Yeah.
is there a person dressed in a
No.
cat costume?
There could be, but no, that you see the cat now.
Yeah.
That was really close.
That was close.
I'm really impressed with the D's though, because it's a hard thing to work together when it's bumpy like that. You know,
Yeah.
like you said, New York is great because you've got those little undulations, and it's hard to know when something is gonna slingshot you. Like there's a down leading to an up, that type of slingshot. It's hard to know how to deal with that. So
Yes.
really, really well done.
Oh, great to
keep
see
all
some
the way to the
riders
finish.
still sprinting at the finish there.
Woohoo!
Go on.
That's better than me. I never do that.
Still over 1,000 watts. Very nice.
Whoa.
Dan
The man.
and Todd still out there. Oh, no.
Why is he all alone?
He's all
Did he get-
alone because he's probably been doing a lot of the work to try and make the A's.
Oh yeah.
To
But he-
make the A's actually finish. So
Close that gap. Yeah.
yeah.
We're just passing the cat a million times. Now you can't unsee it.
Well,
Every time
yeah.
you go in New York, you'd be like, oh, the cat.
I know. So we'll just watch the last couple of riders trickle over the finish line.
And that sweet kit that you
oh,
have to bring
damn.
back to life.
Please, if you're racing the chase race, please have a heart rate monitor. Because if you want to be in the official results on Zwift Power, you do
Yeah.
need a heart rate monitor. So
There's Todd.
there's Todd.
Waiting for him.
he
He's
li-
waiting for him.
Oh, that is sweet. Go on.
He's a nice person. He's
That-
Canadian though. All Canadians are nice. Did you know that?
I know that. Yeah, I've been in Canada before.
Yeah. Except for the French Canadians. That's where the spice is in Canada.
Oh, that's touchy.
Yeah,
I mean, to be
there's-
honest, though,
there's spicy.
I've only been in British Columbia. I've only been in Vancouver, so
Oh, everyone in Vancouver's nice. We've got a lot of Vancouver. That's where Todd is.
is it?
He's in Victoria, which is on Vancouver Island.
No
which is-
wonder he's so nice. I stepped foot on Vancouver Island for about 5 minutes.
That's weird. Why? What? It's not easy to get there, by the way.
Well,
So it's not like-
quite easy.
Did you connect? Because that's a smaller airport than Vancouver.
No. I went to I got a ferry over or boat over to Vancouver Island, and then we got a smaller boat to a little island called Protection Island, because my friend's family had a little house there, or lodge.
Cool. Well, that's cool. Vancouver Island's super cool. Justine's also from there. Calder. She's on Coalition too.
I did not know we had so many events. Do you know my hockey team is the Canucks? So
I mean, that's. I mean,
Shall I-
one of the
shall I-
best of talking.
I'll wear my. Actually, I don't know if it's here. If I've got it here, I'll wear my Canucks hockey top.
For the next chase.
Yeah, I don't.
Alright.
I don't know if it's in the cupboard here, but if
Well-
it is, then
Yeah, maybe you should get. Do you have this? Do you have that jersey in real life? Wear that.
I do.
Oh, I want to see it.
I
Wear
have,
that for the next.
I have that. I have it in a skin suit. I have.
That might be excessive for your Friday night. Wear a skin suit for the chase.
I have even underneath the desk. I have even the original newspapers which we had from the photo shoot.
Wow,
So the evil of e-racing.
evil erasing. Wow.
Yeah, because it's based on a. So when we brought out the elite e-racing team in January 2019, of course Zwift racing was not a thing, and most people obviously thought it was stupid. Before the pandemic happened, and then everyone was like, "This is the best thing ever." When it stops sharing. And then so when we did the photo shoot, I made these newspapers. It's based off of a now defunct newspaper called News of the World,
Wow.
which was famous for phone hacking um, celebrities and dead girls' phones. And
Yikes.
yeah,
That's
so I made this sensationalist. So also because we were based on like the photo shoot was based on a rave, and so those newspapers at the time in the 90s, they had posters which newspaper articles which said like the evil of ecstasy and all of this stuff. So I did the evil of e-racing.
on ecstasy. That's like the subtitle. The evil of
Yeah, and there's
e-racing on
whole
ecstasy.
articles in this. So there's is it the end of the
Wow.
road? Is it the end of the road for cycling? I made
This
some
is that's a lot. That's a lot of
weird
buy-in.
little ads. There you go. Barry's Vibromatic. Um, yeah, it'd be interesting. Maybe one day I'll do like a reading from the paper.
I mean, whatever you want. This is your Friday night. It's just my Friday morning, so it's not really that special.
That's true. Well, I've got this whiskey, so
Nice.
all good.
Is it good?
It's not bad. By the way, we do have some comments. Thank you. James Speeder said, awesome effort from the D's tonight.
Yeah.
Indeed, they did very well.
Yeah.
And also, he says, apart from Todd, he was rubbish, which we know not to be true. He did a great job
He did
pulling
a great
back S, whoever you are. Tell us,
Yeah.
put your real
Say
names
thank
on
you to
Zwift.
Todd.
Put your
Yeah.
real names on Zwift as well, so we can give you a call out.
So we can mispronounce your name, which always happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So-
All right. Well, what else? Next
Well,
week.
we may very well be back next week. The chase race here, I forgot to put any tickers on, but here we go. The chase race is happening every single Friday, 8 p.m. CET. And if you want to even join the coalition, then you can do. You just need to go to discord.gg/coalition. Although I imagine everybody who's actually watching is
on
in the coalition already. But if you're not,
if you're not,
then you know what to do. Or if you're one of those people who likes to watch the live stream back, there are thousands of you out there, I'm sure. Then
Coalition's also doing a collaboration with FCC for the women's chase. And
please tell me more.
And you let us use the jerseys. So you'll see those fantabulous jerseys. You did not give us that awesome 2019 one though, but we're using the Evo Devo Sport one.
Exactly, because I wanted to pick a different one, so you still had something unique to your event.
Yes, thank you. Well, I also think it would be interesting to get feedback on whether people think a women's pen would make sense. Between B and C. I know there was like waffling about whether it made sense, but I actually think it would be super interesting because then A, women could join it too. And so, I think women tend to be between B and C and they don't necessarily want to join, C's too easy for them, B's too hard, like mixed B. So
yeah.
I still think that would be fascinating.
Maybe you should do a poll.
How do you get people to respond to polls, though? I feel like a lot of people just don't respond to it.
Well, you have to make your polls. You have to make your polls interesting. So, but maybe that's difficult based on your fun facts. It might be a bit of a.
All right. Here's my fun fact. Did you know I was in the Army?
I did.
Did you know I am airborne qualified?
Does that mean you can be shot out of a cannon?
Probably. I think anybody could be once.
Fodder. Tell me, what does that mean? Just
I jumped out of planes 5 times.
Helicopters?
Didn't do the helicopter one. No, but I did fire a tank. I was
wow. What did you fire the tank out of?
Every time you bring a weapon, into a danger zone, a war zone, you have to fire it. So I got to fire one. So there you go.
But how many people were in your tank?
With me?
Yeah.
And there were 2 other people in the tank when I did it.
Okay, so like a driver and someone to like load shells. You got a sheller?
No, that the shell was already loaded. But there were 2, a driver and a technician that were in the tank. But it wasn't like It was a test fire, but I got to do it.
That's
Which is
nice.
pretty
That's
cool.
fun.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. What's your fun fact? I gave you
Uh,
the justice fact. You can't do anything e-cycling.
yeah, I don't think that's fun either.
Oh.
Um, well, I mean, the thing is, there's too many fun facts, but I feel like I talk about them all the time, and then they just come across as quite cliched.
Oh.
So, and I think I've told everyone them already, so then I just sound like I'm repeating myself. But
Ask your wife what she thinks your fun fact is.
no, definitely not.
Oh, come on.
I mean, I did write a video script for Samuel Jackson,
Ooh, that's fun.
yeah, which he read out. So you can still watch it on YouTube.
All right. Then you definitely need to send that. That
Yeah.
needs to go into the chat.
So that was the funny thing was the funny thing for me was I got asked to do it whilst I was on holiday in Mallorca the first time I went to Mallorca, and I was like, oh god. So then I was writing this script, and I'm walking around my villa, my bedroom in the villa, like pretending to be Samuel Jackson whilst writing the script. And so then he records it, and for me, it is Samuel Jackson pretending to be me, pretending to be Samuel Jackson. So it's really weird. Like for everybody else, I think it just you wouldn't know because I just tried to make it sound like he would say it like that. But for me, it's weird because he's trying to be me, be him. So
That is probably his weirdest moment in time. Yeah.
so the sad
That's
thing
okay.
is I really wanted to like record it like in a nice studio setting so it looked really classy, but in the end he just recorded it from his sofa. So
Oh,
the production quality is pretty poor. But I like
sad.
to think the script writing is quite good.
That's maybe your next career.
I would happily do that.
Yeah. Well, okay, fine. That's interesting. That's fun.
Okay, we
But
passed the
well,
fun test, the
yeah,
funometer.
but obviously I have lower standards for fun, so
Yeah.
don't let me be the judge because I thought that everybody had fascinating, fun facts. And you're going to go back and tell them that they need to come up with more fun facts. I'm sure they have.
Well, you are because you are the instigator of the
The fun
facts.
facts. Okay,
Exactly.
fine. All right, I'll find a crazy. I'll ask for a crazy fun fact. It can't be like a relevant, interesting.
No. And
Okay,
you've
fine.
got an entire week now to work on that. So
You're right. I'll just tell the children, you don't need dinner. We're not going to do those fun adventures. I need to work on fun facts. I'll do it.
fun fact,
Right.
Rebecca starved her children to gather other fun facts.
No, just have to make it up. What do you think would be a fun fact? Okay. All right.
Thank you very much. Let's end it there. I don't mean like in a suicidal sense. Let's end the stream there. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to all of the racers who hopped on, raced their hearts out. A's could have gone a little bit harder to make it even closer, but super close race, really cool. Kept us guessing the whole way. And we'll be back again next week, 8 p.m. CET. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies. Get everybody down to the chase race. I'm sure we're going to see more and more numbers as it gets colder in the Northern Hemisphere. And we will undoubtedly be back next week with another live stream.
Woohoo! Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you,
Enjoy your
everyone.
Friday night.
Ciao.
Bye.
Becca just left. I was going to have the outro music. You're not supposed to leave. I'm supposed to do the outro music. Becca just treated it like a Zoom call. She's like, "I'm out. See you. Goodbye." Okay, I'm gonna do the proper outro. I'm gonna do it properly. Yeah, we'll see you again next week.